So this is the Squier Bass 6, and I got it used, so I don't know if things have been changed, but a couple things that I thought were a little like and all in all, I love it. It's amazing. It is a long scale 6-string guitar tuned an octave lower than a standard guitar. Okay, so it is not a 6-string bass. A 6-string bass normally would have the 4 middle of the 6 strings be E, A, D, and G, then with a low B and then a high C. This is not tuned that way, although you could change the gauges and tune it however you want, really. But the way that this is tuned is it is exactly like a guitar, an octave lower. E, A, D, G, B, E, from low to high. So, so you can play all the normal chords that you would play on a guitar. On this, just an octave lower. Also on a bass, the strings would be further separated. See how these are pretty close? So it makes it a little bit hard to finger pick and stuff like you would with a bass. Yeah, it's tricky. I think the easiest way to work this is with a pick. But nonetheless, it still does bass type stuff. I have it running through a Marshall head, so it's a little bit on the dirty side. But whatever. So it does have a tremolo system. I don't have the bar for it, but from what I've heard, it doesn't work well. It doesn't stay in tune, anything like that, from what I've heard. As far as the electronics and everything, 1 volume, 3 pickups, 1 volume and 1 tone control. And again, I don't know if anything's been changed, but it has the 3 switches for the pickups, so they're in order for the 3, with the one closest to the neck being for the neck pickup, the middle pickup, and the bridge pickup. And then this other switch is, I read that it was a tone cut, but it seems, at least unless somebody's rewired this on this one, what it does is it cuts the tone control out. So, because I was playing with it and I'm like, okay. Like, that's incredibly slight. It doesn't seem to do a whole lot, like a Telecaster, like an Squier, where you have the tone control in when you flick the switch to the neck position that is non-existent on a Fender Squier. You get that tone, that drastic tone change with the capacitor in line. So then I discovered that if I turn the tone control down, it's still fairly mild. So now I have the tone control like all the way down. But anyway, it may have been rewired. Other than that, as I said, I love it. The electronics are great. It's pretty quiet for being single coils. And make sure that you get the correct strings that are the correct length, because this has a much longer sort of tailpiece section, so you need longer strings. And one thing that I wasn't, so the tone switch, I was like, doesn't seem to do much of anything useful for me. And the knobs, the post for the potentiometers was not like a knurled shaft with the kind of lines in it, and then like a strap, like the knob goes on it and clicks into those like sort of notches. It was just a perfectly smooth potentiometer, the shaft. So the set screw on the knobs really did nothing because there was nothing for it to grab onto. So I took the two knobs off, filed a slight flat side on the shaft, and then now it had like, so instead of being a circle, it's like a circle with like a flat side. So now the set screw goes right into the flat side and can't actually just spin because, geometry and stuff. But anyway, lots of cool tones on this. And you really have to approach it as, I have hair on my shoulder, sorry. ADD, I get like distracted. You have to approach this really more like a guitar than a bass. And it's really still not a guitar. It's like that sort of ground in between. And it's really weird, and it's really cool though. So, I like it. The neck is a bit big, but you get used to it. And also, I have a 12 string and the neck is wider. It's kind of, that's how this instrument is. So you get used to it. I know what I like for a neck on a guitar. I like it on the slimmer side. Not too thin though, but I like it on the slimmer side. And if it's a thick neck guitar, I don't like it. But this, it's a thicker, but it's not a guitar, it's a different thing. So I'm cool with it, I get it and everything. And that's really about it. It's really cool. I know I did a video before about it, but I didn't, really get a chance to play around with it much. I like it. Everyone that I've showed it to around the school here is like blown away by it. They're like, can I borrow that for a bit? And then they take it into like their room and they play around with it between students and stuff. And the boss even asked, he was talking to a friend of his and asked if his friend could stop by and try this out at some point because he may want to buy one. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of like the talk of the place right now. It's an interesting little instrument. So there you go.